Kim Ivy, and this is my second problem for chapter 7. Okay, for this problem we're going to multiply by the conjugate, and the conjugate is 5 to the square root of 2. Since that's a plus, this is a minus 6 minus the square root 6 over. I'm going to do that in the numerator as well. 5 to the square root of 2 minus the square root of 6. We're going to multiply the numerator first. Okay, so we're going to multiply 3 to the square root of 5 by 5 to the square root of 2. So 3 times 5 is 15. And 5 to the square root of 2 is the square root of 5 times 2. And the square root, and 3 times negative 1 would be negative 3. And then 5 times, square root of 5 times the square root of 6 would be the square root of 5 times 6. Okay, we can take this 3 out, because the 3 will go into 15 5 times. And then 5 times 2 is the square root of 10. And then 3, that'll leave us with negative 1. So we'll put a negative. And the square root of 5 times 6 is 30. And that's our numerator. Okay, for the denominator, we're going to FOIL that. And so we're going to have 4 products. So 5 times the square root of 2 times 5 times the square root of 2. And that would give us 25 times the square root of 2. So 25 is the square root of 2 times 2. And then we have 5 times the square root of 2 times negative 1 times the square root of 6, and that will give us negative 5 and the square root of 6 of 2 times 6. And then we have the square root of 6 times the square root 5 times the square root of 2, and that is going to give us plus 5. And the square root of 2 times 6, because we have 2 times 6. And then we have square root of 6 times the negative square root of 6, which will give us negative square root of 6 times 6. Okay, on the denominator, these will cancel out. And the square root of 6 times 6 is 6. So we're going to bring that 6 down. And then we have 25. And then square root of 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 2. So 25 times 2, we have our minus there, minus 6. Okay, 25 times 2 is 50. And then we have minus 6. Well, 50 minus 6 is 44. And so 44 will be on our denominator, and this will be our end result.